Hello and welcome to another Aries 0083 video review of Halo Reach. This time we get the incredible peg warmer, Jorge Noble 5. As you can see, he is Series 4. No, Jorge warms the pegs like pancakes. I've been able to buy a few of them and customize them. My first custom was this guy. I wanted to replicate the colors, but the only green I had was like a neon green. The last custom I did, I decided that I was gonna do different versions of them. Like this is City Strike Jorge. I took a gray Gundam marker that I have and I painted all his green bits gray. Alright, so let's take a look at the back of the packaging. Just like with Emil, you have the same figures in the line as Jorge. This is Series 1 Jorge with the helmet. You have the artwork here, and he has 26 moving parts. Here you have Jorge from Series 4. And let's take a look at the other figures that were in the line. I got Jorge at Rite Aid on New Year's Eve. Wow, I mean New Year's Day. This is Target exclusive that I don't have. GameStop exclusive I don't have. This is Toys R Us exclusive that I have. I got at Toys R Us. The Mark V at Rite Aid. The Armor Pack exclusive to Toys R Us, which I don't have. Incredibly, I've seen it. It's now $14.98, but still haven't picked it up. I like the EVA helmet. Have the peg warmer UNSC Marine at Rite Aid. Brute Minor I got from Rite Aid and Target. The Grunt Major, Rite Aid. The Elite General, Toys R Us and Rite Aid, and the Target Armor Pack from Target. This Jorge you can find everywhere for $14.99. Rite Aid raised the cost of their Halo Reach figures. And this one you can find at McFarlane's website for $8.99, but with shipping it comes out to like $20. So also, if you don't have the rest of the Noble team and you want to get them, you can always go to Toys R Us and buy the Noble team box set, or you can try eBay. Jorge only comes with 2 accessories, and he comes with 2 more points of articulation, which I don't know where they are. If someone knows, please let me know, because I think they're both the same body. Or someone said, hey, this adds up to 2 more points. So Jorge comes with this turret, which is very cool. In the game, you can find some of these on tripods mounted, and you could rip them off the mount. Here's one part where he holds the gun, and here's the second part, which is and the second accessory that you get is this backpack. For some reason, I thought all the ammo for the turret was in the backpack, and it would be teleported into the gun, or that there would be like a chain coming from here to the gun. But quite frankly, I have no idea why this backpack exists or what it is. A lot of the times it comes warped out of the package. These 2 things here, all you have to do is heat it up with a blow dryer and it'll take its shape again. Whoop! Like magic. Jorge doesn't come with any grenades, but if you have an extra one lying around, he does have his 2 pegs here. And he does have a peg in the leg for if you want to add an additional weapon like this, which is cool. I like that the hole for the peg is lower than it usually is on these figures. One of the weird things about George is his back. As you can see, his backpack has a hole here. That hole you can use for weapons, like a weapon peg. You can have an extra gun back here. And then as you can see, he has another hole over here, which is the closest weapon you can use for another weapon like that. Give George a sniper rifle. So that's cool. I like that. And I've seen in pictures across the interwebs that you can mount his turret on his backpack. There's a peg here. It's part of the gun. Peg here, and you see how this has an angle. I usually put it like, where's the peg? Here, like that. So he can carry his turret on the back. I'm guessing in the game, if you swap your weapon, I don't know if it happens. I haven't tried it. I did play with the turret, but in the game, if you swap your weapon, that's how your turret would look on your backpack if you were George. But I don't think you can get the complete George armor. I've seen other people also put it like directly like that, upside down. But I like the angle because it comes in closer. And let's take a look at the Grenadier helmet. It's not one of my favorite helmets, but it's still cool. I like these things up here that look like hooks. And we did get the Grenadier armor in an armor pack, I think in Series 4. He has a UNSC logo up here on the top of his head. And this little mark thing. One of the things that's kind of baffling, and also a reason that I pick up more than one George, is the paint. The paint apps are different on every George. You see this one, you can see his UNS Eagle and his B+ square here, and you can read the 052. Meanwhile, on this one, it's the 52 is dirty, and there's a lot more dirt going on. So, in conclusion, what do I think about Jorge Noble 5, more experienced than the rest? I like George. At first I didn't. I have to admit that a lot of times I would see George warming the pegs and I'd be like, oh, George, why don't you leave? I want new figures. Get out of the way. But now that the line is done and I still see George around, I pick him up every so often so I could, you know, customize them or just have them for display purposes. Do I recommend buying him? Yeah, of course. He's, like I mentioned with Emil, he's a character. When you have this figure, you know what he's about. He's the gentle giant that's willing to put his life on the line to save his friends and his planet. And so, yeah, when you get this figure, it's not the same as just a regular Spartan guy who you can't relate to. Any issues with the figure that I don't like? I don't know. I can't say that I run into him. I think one of the things is the way he holds his gun. But it's not realistic, but it's decent. You know, he can still hold the gun and look good, like I have him here. If I had any expectations with the figure, my expectations when I saw him in package was that he would be good. You know what, now that I'm thinking about it, I think one of his flaws is that his backpack, it fits, but it comes off a lot. One of the things that I did with one of my spare George's, one that's busted up, was that I glued the backpack to his back. Even though in the game you do see him without his backpack, in the scene where they find Laszlo's daughter, you do see him without the backpack, and it's great that McFarlane did give you that option, but the backpack doesn't like to stay on that well on a lot of figures. On these guys it looks like it's pretty tight. So that's my review of Jorge Noble 5 from Halo Reach. Thanks for watching. Keep an eye on my reviews. I'm coming back with a vengeance. Ciao.